Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a little quick savings challenge, cashless cash stuffing. So we're going to jump right on into it. It's going to be a little chatty because this is September and October, November, and December are going to be really big because one, I'll be heading into maternity leave midway through Q4. We are going to be refocusing our goals and prepping for 2026 and all of the things. So I'm just kind of sorting through everything and I'm just going to take you guys along with me for that. So these are currently our savings challenges that we're working on. So we have our maternity leave buffer. And I kind of talk about this. I do get some paid maternity leave, and then I'll also get like disability. And then we're also building a buffer to make sure that until I get back to work and we're like on track with stuff, that we are okay. And then we have baby fund. If you guys don't know, whenever this video goes out, I'll be 8 months. Or it just depends. It depends when this video comes out. It'll either be 7 or 8 months. But, so we've been saving up for baby. Next is subscriptions, holidays, kids, and spending. And I'll kind of go through like why I have these savings challenges and things like that. But these are the things that we have going on, and we are going to be putting $456 into our savings challenges. So what happens is we do a household budget. We have a certain amount of money that goes into our household, and that is how much money we are trying to like live off in a sense. So we have some tweaking and things to do because now that we'll have a second baby, our daycare bill is going to be astronomical, and that's what's going to really be throwing our budget off. So we will need to plan better and save better for that. So we are going to open this up. Like I said, this is a cashless envelope savings challenges. We don't use cash here. And all of my savings challenges are located in a bucket in my Ally savings account. And so that's just where we are. So we're going to start off with maternity leave. This is the savings challenge for our maternity leave. And currently right now we are at $16.25, and I'll need a black pen for this. Whew, y'all, I am out of breath. We are going to do $9.20, and we're going to be doing a deposit, and we are going to be putting in $275. And if we add all of this up, we have 25 plus 75 plus 100 plus 75 is 275. So we'll be able to cross these out, and this will fully be completed. And that should bring us to 1900. Yes, y'all. So we are at 1900, and that was the goal for September, was to get to $1,900 because that was the goal, the goal for our maternity leave. Actually, we're going to put that back there, and we will leave this for something else. So let me put that back in here. And we'll need to build a buffer because we are going to be behind each month by a good chunk of money. So not only is this our maternity leave buffer, but it is also just like our household buffer as well. And I'm gonna chuck this. Oh, we still have some savings challenges back here. Where's the ones that I completed? We'll put this, y'all, I'm gonna just put it right here, okay? So we put $275 into maternity leave, and that is fully funded. Okay. Next is going to be baby fund. So I have talked about baby fund and how we were so blessed that we had received many gifts, monies, prayers, cards, all of the things. And so we are just going to be finishing this off today. And there's 1, 2, 3. This should have been 4, but I counted this as an icon, and so I don't want to mess it up. So we're still going to do 150. So we're going to be adding 50 into here. And so with that being said, I don't need to save any more money specifically for our baby fund. We have about, I think, almost like $900 to use towards baby between cash and gift cards. And so what will happen, or what the plan was to save up for baby. And then once we've gotten everything for baby, the rest of the money will go into our kids' sinking funds. And then we'll just work out of that, because that's where that money will come from. Now, we did have a little hiccup, because I was supposed to have my maternity pictures done by somebody else, which was going to be cheaper. But once again, my luck, they were unable to do it. And so because of that, we had to find someone else, and they were a little bit more pricier, and $573.44. And so I will be able to cover the other half of, because I had to pay the deposit. It was like $700 and something altogether. I paid the first half of the deposit, and then when we actually do the pictures, I'll pay the other half. I'll be able to do that, still have money left over out of the baby fund, which will then be moved into the kids fund, where we will slowly build that up, because one thing that we're very unsure of is whether me breastfeeding is going to work out or not. And I just know that if we have to start buying formula, that's going to be a whole ordeal. So we want to make sure there's enough money in the kids fund to cover that. So y'all, we put $50 into our baby fund, and that is fully funded. Okay. And I'm thinking what I'll just do is move that money over. I'm trying to think. Depending on what I want, because this week coming up, or this Saturday coming up, whenever y'all see this video, but that Saturday coming up is the day of our photos. And so I'll probably talk to her this week and get that paid off, and then move the rest of the money over. So baby fund is now done, and we don't need to worry about that anymore. And I'm going to put that along with my maternity leave. Next is going to be subscriptions. We are saving extra money for subscriptions. So let me tell you guys why we kind of have savings challenges is because right now, the way just like our budget is set up, we do not have all of the money in our checking account each month to just put $500 here, $600 there, that kind of stuff. So what we do is whenever we have extra monies, or I get any extra monies from work, I use that to go towards savings challenges to then, once they are done, to help pay out for whatever it is that needs to be saved up for. Did I say payout? Help save up for things that we need. So like right now, for instance, I'm saving for subscriptions, but maybe the stuff that I'm saving for is not due until, February or March. That gives me time between now and then to get any extra money and do all of the extra things. Okay. But for this month, we aren't putting anything into subscriptions. So we are going to skip over that. We had this. I started off with passports, then feeding. This is just a blank one right now. I don't know what I want to do with it. I'm just going to leave it there for now. Next is going to be holidays. So in Q4, we have Halloween, we have Thanksgiving, we have baby girl's birthday, my birthday, and then we have Christmas. So there is a lot going on in that month. And so this is also aiding in our holidays and gifts sinking fund, where all of that stuff is covered. And so just saving up some more money to be able to have money there. For holidays here, because I already have a backup one to work on. For holidays, we are going to be putting $56 into here. Okay, you guys, and that will help us to complete this. Okay, and be able to put that money into our holiday fund. Which will be nice. And let's just make sure that equals out. 168 plus 56, 224. So this money will get moved over as well. And then we will start saving, continuing to save. I don't know how much of this I'll be able to save, but I'm going to save as much as I can because we do need to make sure that all of our holiday festivities and things like that are covered. We are making sure that we're like staying in budget and just like not getting out of hand. But we do want to make sure like we can buy our meals and stuff like that, that we want to be able, we do it big for Thanksgiving and Christmas in terms of food and stuff like that. So holidays got $56 and that was fully funded. So we're actually doing really good, you guys. Next is going to be kids. And I'm not putting anything into kids this month because there's going to be money from the baby fund going into kids. But we'll work on that because once again, like I said, kids requires a lot of money. Not even necessarily for baby girl right now because she's not really wearing diapers anymore. She's pretty much fully potty trained. It's just like her naps and nighttime that we're kind of like working on. Some days she's good, some days she's not. But other than that, she's like pretty good. And that was kind of like the last biggest like ticket item. And then I try to get a lot of her clothes when I could from like garage sales and stuff like that. So it's really going to be baby girl that is going to be digging into these pockets. So I want to make sure I'm just continuing to save so that when we need to take money out, like we have the money in there. And then we have spending. And this spending is money that we are going to be putting into our cashless spending account to be able to just bolster that over the next couple of months. Because if you guys haven't been watching my channel, go ahead and check out my weekly check-ins and stuff. The way that I'm currently doing my cashless envelopes is we're just putting all the money into the account at one time. And then we just spend whatever we need. And then I track each month, or our 4 categories on like what we're spending and how that looks for us and things like that. And so I want to be able to beef that up so we're a little bit more comfortable. Like I said, if breastfeeding doesn't work out, we'll need to formula feed. And between groceries and the kids, that formula money is going to come out of either of those. So we just want to make sure we are prepared for that. For spending over here, I'm actually going to take this out. Whoops. Take this out. We have this, and we are just going to do a deposit, and we are adding $75 into spending. And if you do 75 plus 60, that gives us 135. And y'all, that completes this savings challenge as well. So I am so excited that we've been able to close these out, because then that's just like one less thing that I need to worry about for these challenges. So that equals out to $456 that we put into our savings challenges. So some of these will get restarted again. Some of them won't. They'll look a little bit different, but I'm going to share with you guys what we're going to be doing. So hear me out, y'all, because I might be all over the place. So to begin with, we won't have a maternity leave anymore, but let me tell y'all what I decided to do really quick. Let me tell you. So in my Ally checking account, there are buckets. I used to use the buckets for like cashless envelopes for like specific categories. I got away from that because it got a little crazy, and I started just using one bucket for all of our spending. So whenever I pay my credit cards out, the money's already there and it just pays it out. Well, I have decided over time that I wanted to use the buckets the way that they were technically intended on how Ally explained it, and that was for some of my bills. So I've been wanting to get a month ahead on like some of our bills, and this is how I'm going to get ahead. So we're going to start off with some of our like smaller bills like gas, electric, and our utilities. And I'll make a bucket for each of those because those are 3 separate entities and whatnot. And what we will do is every month, because y'all see me do it with electric now, where I put a little bit of money aside into the account so that I can kind of get ahead and make myself like my own little buffer. Well, that's what I'm going to do, but in that checking account. So each month, for right now, until we get some money in there, I will go ahead and just transfer that money into that checking account. And then the money will just come out of that account, and I will continue to build until I've built enough money to just put myself on my own budget billing. And each month I can just put $200 aside instead of it being 1 month $240, then 1 month it's $190, and all of that kind of stuff. So that is my thought process for that. So this here is going to be my new month ahead. I don't have a sticky note to put on here, but my new month ahead that we're going to be saving for. And I want to say I printed out did I print it out? Yeah. I printed out this. So we're going to save $250 over the course of the next 3 months. And I think that'll be good. Because like we're fine now, it's not like we're behind, but this will also help us even out our budget as we go into February of next year. And we go from paying like $1,200 for daycare to almost $2,700. So we are going to be having that. And then the next one, where is it? The next one here, I'm going to put it in front of here, but this is also going to be another spending for our cashless envelopes, because I know that we need a little bit more money and it's not always there. So we are going to save so that by December we have this money in here again, and whenever it gets filled up, we can just put that into our spending accounts. And then, hear me out, it's coming to me, y'all. And then we can continue saving for our subscriptions. We're going to leave that blank. We have holidays that we're going to start another savings challenge for, and we'll finish out with kids. And then there's going to be one more savings challenge, kind of like binder. And this will kind of be like an ongoing binder. It's not really fully set up or anything like that, y'all. But we are going to be doing, what's the word? it's coming to me. We are going to be saving according to like the holidays, birthdays, and the seasons. And based on whatever it is, that money will either go into holidays or it will go into family events. And so I already started putting some in here. So for instance, this one is closed. So we'll save. I'll come back and put what I want each icon to be. I'm not going to do very big numbers because that's not our main focus, but I just want to make sure we have money. So this will be like for winter clothes. So let's say I wanted to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do $50. I can just do 10 of that. And then this will go into our clothes sinking fund. Then we have events. I keep going back and forth on whether once baby girl is born, if we're going to go to this event we took baby girl to last year. So let's just say once again, if this is like 5, 6, I can make it whatever I want. And then we could save this up and this can go into family events. And even if we're not going to that event, we can still put the money, save it and put the money in there and just continue to let the money grow in there. And then I have some more of these. So then I have decorations, just decorating for the holidays, not going too crazy. The only thing that I can think of that I know my husband wanted to do from last year was to put lights outside, and kind of decorate like our lawn-ish. So I can save a little bit of money for that. Last year we bought a new tree. We're not changing up like our color scheme or anything like that. So we already have everything for Christmas. And then we'll start saving for like Mother's Day and Father's Day. I had this printed out earlier on this year and just never got to save for it. And it's not specifically for it, but if I'm saving and putting that money in there, that money is just growing and I use it for whatever we need. So I will also put those in there. And then there'll be some more as we close stuff out. But that is just my thought process, you guys. And that is how I'm using savings challenges to help our budget get ahead. But I'm so glad, I am so glad that I was able to get some money into these savings challenges. I was able to reach my maternity leave goal. So that makes me feel good as well too. And then we will just go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.